The world thinks silence is weakness, but they don't know silence is where monsters are built. People assume your silence means defeat. They think you walked away because you were scared, because you had nothing left to say. But the truth is simple. You stopped speaking because you finally understood. Not everyone deserves access to your voice, your energy, or your emotions. You stayed quiet, not out of fear, but because you discovered your worth, and that silence became your revenge. There was a time you used to over-explain everything. You tried to show your heart, your pain, your intentions, but they never wanted to understand. They wanted control, a version of you they could use, manipulate, or ignore whenever it suited them. They mistook your kindness for weakness. They thought you'd always return because you always did. But pain graduates you. It changes your frequency. It wakes a version of you that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't explain. And one day, without warning, you just went quiet. No goodbyes, no drama, just silence. The kind of silence that shakes people, the kind that forces them to realize they lost someone they never deserved. Your silence became the echo that haunted their ego, because silence has weight, power, truth. It exposes everything. And when the people who once played with your heart noticed your quietness, they panicked. They checked, they asked, they wondered, why aren't you reacting anymore? But it was already too late. They didn't lose you when you walked away. They lost you the day they pushed you into silence. Here's a truth most never learn. When a good person goes quiet, it isn't emptiness. It's transformation. Silence becomes the gym where your character trains, the temple where your discipline grows, the battlefield where your emotions learn control. While they thought you were broken, you were rebuilding. While they thought you were weak, you were mastering yourself. While they thought you were gone, you were becoming untouchable. Your silence wasn't escape, it was upgrade. Silence sharpened your vision, showed you who respects you, who drains you, and who deserves no seat in your life. Your circle purified itself, without a word, because silence speaks louder than any scream. I'm done. Not destroyed, but awakened. There are two kinds of silence: the silence of defeat and the silence of evolution. Yours was evolution. You stopped reacting because you learned control. You stopped explaining because the right people never need explanations. Your silence became a shield, a boundary, a weapon, and that weapon protected your peace. In a world full of noise, when you stay quiet, people finally hear the truth about themselves, their disrespect, their selfishness, their mistakes. Your silence reflects their actions back at them, and it hurts because suddenly they realize they no longer have access to a version of you they took for granted. That is the sweetest revenge. No anger, no chaos, just silence, distance, peace. So, if you're silent right now, if you're healing quietly, know this: you're not losing, you're rising. Silence isn't your weakness, it's your rebirth. Sometimes silence isn't just power, it's justice. And that is your revenge. If this speech hit your soul, subscribe for more dark motivation, This is dark energy.